Thursday Jam. 6:36 p.m. everyone. I'm here and I hope you're good. Welcome to the show. Touch FM Radio 90.1. Good evening. I was not here last week Thursday. I had a function to attend, but I'm here today. And it's a good day wherever you are. Just say, clap your cheeks. You know, can you hear it? I am actually slapping my cheeks because I want to feel that I'm here, and I'm adding a little color. Adding color to the cheeks. 914-600-4228, 914-202-4934. How is your Black History Month going, everybody? You're celebrating Black History Month? What is it about being black that you like, that you love about yourself? Is it your super curly hair? Now, where did they get this thing that your head bad? I never understood it. They talk about bad head people. Or they say bumbo brush. Have you heard some of the terminologies? Picky head. And did you... And they say your head picky. And they say And then they tell you that comb pop, the comb break in your hair. And the first thing they want to tell you, boy, you have to straighten it out. So we've come a long way from really appreciating the texture of our hair. Now, there's some black hair that naturally a little softer than some. But you're not Chinese, neither am I. You know what I mean? Where did they come up with these terms? But in the cosmetology field, they say it's super curly, which is true. I mean, the amount of curls that you have on your head. Man, we've come a long way. Do you like your hair? What texture hair do you have? Really, is your hair soft? Is it hard to comb out? If you don't comb it one day, you know, you're gonna have a problem the next day. Some people just really don't appreciate, and that is why you find a lot of people, men and women, who go after certain nationalities that they want to procreate with. Because if the person here, not Indian, Chinese, you know, then it's almost like you're not happening. So they don't want to have baby with you. The hair have to nice and straight and look like, you know. So all they can do is just brush it and it blows in the wind. Ain't that something? So people are kind of, you know, navigating their way who to go have baby with, and because they want the hair to look like X, Y, and Z. Where did that come from? You can tell me if you know, because I'm still trying to figure it out. And that's why we're bleaching ourselves. I mean, we bleach ourselves to the point where you can't stand up out in the sun. Appreciate who you are. Do not bleach your skin. It does not work. Over time, you're going to start breaking out. And then they'll call you Spotted Molly or Spotted John. Man, 20 minutes to 6 o'clock. That's my tidbit on Black History. Love yourselves. Bumpy head and all. Who cares? You see the hairstyles that are wearing now with natural hair? Who knew that you would be able to just leave your hair loose like that and it's a hairstyle? Nobody tell you, oh, your hair want to comb. Right? 20 minutes to 7. Good evening, everybody. 914-600-4228, 914-202-4934. The telephone numbers to call me here in the studio. News is coming up in seconds.
She's boxy classy, oh, sexy sassy. She's heavenly, a treat for the eye to see. She's real.
And at 7:30 p.m., I'll be winding down with some great music for my Black History Month. But of course, you are invited to call me anytime here or log on to www.linkageradio.com. That's www.linkageradio.com. This is Inside the Zone. I'm your host, Lady D. It is now time for news live from Jamaica, West Indies. Can I say that? Because it's not Jamaica, New York. Okay, so I have to ensure that you know where the news is coming from. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The show is brought to you by Ferguson Wright, LLC. Donna Ferguson, tax preparation. Have you done your taxes yet, or you don't have a tax preparer? Well, I'm introducing you to Donna Ferguson Wright. She is the best tax preparer known. 732-734-1829. 732-734-1829. You can't find some receipts? She can help you to get your bookkeeping together, and you want to ensure that your receipts and everything in order. You want to get back some money, don't it? Yeah, because you have plans for the money, right? Yes, so give her a call, 732-734-1829. Welcome to News Live from Jamaica.
Despite success in the Get the Guns campaign, the deadly weapon continues to be featured in the country's murder rate. In 2017, more than 1,600 persons were killed from over 1,400 shooting incidents. And, with the trend continuing in the first month of 2018, government has taken a firm approach to not only catch the perpetrators, but to curtail criminal activities for posterity.
We have reached the point where we are now prepared to take those firm and resolute measures to ensure that the crime monster does not destabilize the promising future that is in store for Jamaica.
Following this statement, Prime Minister Andrew Holness on January 18 announced a state of public emergency for St. James to deal with the spate of murders being committed in that parish. The order was gazetted by the Governor General.
Beyond giving the security forces additional powers of search, detention, and seizure, a great part of these regulations is aimed at protecting and preserving public safety.
The regulations were tabled in Parliament on January 23, paving the way for the establishment of an Emergency Powers Review Tribunal. This body will deal with any issues arising from the security forces' operations under the state of public emergency in St. James. The three-member team will adjudicate appeals brought by or on behalf of persons detained under the powers granted to the security forces. Representation is also being provided through the Legal Aid Council.
We must fulfill our duty to protecting human rights and maintain a certain level of dignity, particularly for those that have been detained.
Since then, a number of persons have been detained. Among them are men wanted for serious crimes and some who are strongly believed to be connected to gangs in St. James. Firearms and ammunition have also been seized during the operations.
The security operations, which are in their very early stages, are going very well. We asked for and are getting unprecedented support from the public. We ask that members of the public continue to flood us with information. Tell us where the guns are. Tell us where the gunmen are. Tell us where the lot of scammers are.
The National Security Minister says dragnet operations are being carried out across the island in support of the state of public emergency declared in St. James. These are geared at capturing wanted men fleeing that parish. Strategic operations have been launched in St. Anne, St. Mary, Westmoreland, and St. Catherine.
Divisions within Area 5 conducted a 24-hour blitz which saw increased visibility and intensified operational activities to include VCPs, raids, searches, and visits to persons on curfew orders. 18 persons were detained in St. Catherine North and 1 in St. Catherine South as a result of these operations. Portmore St. Catherine has been identified as a likely area where displaced criminals may be housed. As such, a joint team from CTOC and the Fugitive Apprehension Team, Mobile Reserve, have conducted targeted raids on several premises.
The decisive crime-fighting measure will also be strengthened with the fast-tracking of key pieces of legislation. Debate on the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency MOCA bill began in the lower house on January 30. The Security Minister says a revised Firearm Act will be tabled in the next 3 months.
The amended legislation will feature new penalties and harsher mandatory minimum sentences. This is the way to go, considering that the gun features in over 80% of all crimes in Jamaica.
There is also a commitment to the completion of amendments to the Fingerprint Act within 8 months, and for the Anti-Gang and Proceeds of Crime Acts in 10 months. Corrupt cops will not be spared as government intensifies its crime-fighting measures. Among the measures being organized is an early retirement scheme, which will be implemented as an exit measure.
The new policy is with the Commissioner. He fully understands the issue of corruption and the overall impact that it has on the reputation of the organization, and has committed to begin the utilization of that important tool to hasten the transition of members of the force at all levels who are tainted by corruption or otherwise ineffective.
The matter of corruption is also being tackled across all public bodies and the wider Jamaica. As the Prime Minister points out, this is a feeder for criminal activities.
And so the state of emergency is not just targeted to the person pulling the trigger. It is targeted to every single player who forms a node in this network of criminal enterprise that is now a growing and thriving ecosystem, and we must destroy it.
And so, the state of public emergency is targeted to
Reduced, contained the murder rate, disrupted and uprooted the criminal networks, and have protected and secured the life and treasure of the people of St. James,
while providing the space for other sustainable interventions.
Did you know that the lack of exercise and sleep, poor diet, alcohol and tobacco are contributing factors to developing heart disease? Taking care of your heart is about making smart choices, and it doesn't matter how young or old you are. Anyone at any age can benefit from simple steps to keep their heart healthy. February is Heart Month, so if you are due for that checkup, don't put it off. I'm Adrian Atkinson, and this is Jamaica Magazine. On our show today, we continue our conversation on caring for the heart, and government implements measures to protect citizens. We have these and much more, so stay with us.
So, dear man, this strata thing you're telling me about, who manage all of that?
The strata is managed by an executive committee elected at an annual general meeting. They ensure that the property is insured, keep accounting records, prepare the budget for the year, and submit annual returns to the commission.
Annual returns?
Yes, man. Annual returns are audited financial statements or a copy of the accounts prepared in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles for the financial year, and must be filed within 120 days after the end of the financial year.
For more information on strata living, contact the Commission of Strata Corporations.
Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, February 8. Jamaica and the United States have agreed to strengthen security cooperation to more effectively combat transnational organized crime. The governments made the commitment Wednesday during a 3-hour visit to the island by United States Secretary of State Rex Tillerson.
The sharing and exchange of intelligence is critical to the safety and security of our two countries and the wider region.
Jamaica is our closest partner in this region. We appreciate the government of Jamaica has made important progress combating the lotto scams cooperating closely with U.S. authorities to extradite suspected lotto scammers to the United States and establishing a bilateral lotto scam task force.
Commitments have also been given to continue the support of the two countries' security forces, criminal justice systems, as well as anti-corruption and anti-gang programs. In the meantime, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Jamaica is exploring new opportunities for energy diversification with the United States of America.
With the new dynamics in the global trade in energy, and with the United States now becoming a net exporter of energy resources, Jamaica can, in this new paradigm, benefit from that.
Mr. Holness was responding to questions posed by journalists during yesterday's press conference involving U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. Concerns have been raised about regional energy security as the United States steps up its sanctions against Venezuela, a regional oil supplier. For his part, Mr. Tillerson said considerations would be given to the impact of U.S. actions on Caribbean countries that import Venezuelan oil.
I don't want to get into specifics because we're going to undertake a very quick study to see are there some things that the U.S. could easily do with our rich energy endowment, with the infrastructure that we already have available. What could we do to perhaps soften any impact of that?
Jamaica was the last stop on the U.S. Secretary of State's week-long visit to Latin America and the Caribbean region. In other news, the Electoral Office of Jamaica, EOJ, says it's in full preparation mode for the by-elections in the St. Andrew Northwestern constituency and the Norman Gardens division. The by-elections are scheduled for March 5 and nomination day is set for next Monday, February 12. Nominations will be accepted between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the Pembroke Hall Community Center in St. Andrew Northwestern and from 12 noon to 2 p.m. at the Windward Road Primary and Junior High School for Norman Gardens. 112 polling stations will be used in Northwestern St. Andrew and 52 in Norman Gardens. 420 election day workers will be employed to conduct both elections, and the EOJ says personnel are being trained to use the electronic voter identification system in both elections. The Electoral Office of Jamaica has submitted a $41 million budget to execute both by-elections. The St. Andrew Northwestern by-election is being held to select a replacement for Member of Parliament Derek Smith, who recently announced his retirement from active politics. Meanwhile, the Norman Gardens Parish Council seat became vacant last year when Angela Brown Burke resigned as councillor to run as Member of Parliament for St. Andrews Southwest. The Water Resources Authority, WRA, has officially launched the introduction of a volume-based fee, VBF, that will be charged to all persons or entities that have a license to abstract and use water in Jamaica. The move is largely in response to increased demand for water resources and the resulting need to protect against overpumping. WRA's Managing Director, Herbert Thomas, says the fee is intended to be both a regulatory and an economic instrument.
On the one hand, it will be a catalyst for reducing water demands through increased efficiency and effectiveness in the usage of water allocated to the various abstractors. The VBF will also supplement the budgetary subventions needed to enhance our compliance monitoring and to provide financing support to the capital works of expanding the national hydromet network on rivers and wells.
Minister Horace Chang, who launched the water abstraction fee on Wednesday, says the revenue will allow the WRA to continue critical research on managing our water resources.
The implementation of the abstraction fee and the benefits to be derived in securing our own water resource is in line with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and our own vision of 2030 vision, which sees the access to clean potable water for all Jamaicans as a critical development objective.
Fees are due on April 1 each year for the duration of the license, though licensees may make arrangements to pay quarterly or half-yearly. The charges are calculated at less than $1 per 1,000 gallons of water. The lowest rates are applied to non-consumptive users, while the highest rates are charged to industrial and agricultural uses. And finally, the Buff Bay and Iris Gelly primary schools have received grants valued at $10 million to bolster projects at the institutions. The funds were dispersed by the Embassy of Japan under its Grant Assistance for Grassroots and Human Security project. The Buffbury Primary School received $67,515 for the purchase of a 2018 Toyota Coaster bus to transport students. Iris Gelly, meanwhile, received a check valued at $18,601 towards its rainwater harvesting and sanitation project.
This is also timely as our overall investment in education, because we all agree that education will benefit not only individuals but also the wider community.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thank you for watching.
Now make diseases spread. Wash your hands with soap and water instead. Wash them regular or use a hand sanitizer. Make sure the germs them dead. Touching your eyes or your mouth or your nose. Wash your hands before you do things like those. After you use the bathroom before preparing food, come on, wash your hand them clean.
Vision 2030 goal is about creating a society that is secure, cohesive and just. And the government, through its crime-fighting measures, is working towards achieving this goal.
Despite success in the Get the Guns campaign, the deadly weapon continues to be featured in the country's murder rate. In 2017, more than 1,600 persons were killed from over 1,400 shooting incidents. And, with the trend continuing in the first month of 2018, government has taken a firm approach to not only catch the perpetrators, but to curtail criminal activities for posterity.
We have reached the point where we are now prepared to take those firm and resolute measures to ensure that the crime monster does not destabilize the promising future that is in store for Jamaica.
Following this statement, Prime Minister Andrew Holness on January 18 announced a state of public emergency for St. James to deal with the spate of murders being committed in that parish. The order was gazetted by the Governor General.
Beyond giving the security forces additional powers of search, detention, and seizure, a great part of these regulations is aimed at protecting and preserving public safety.
The regulations were tabled in Parliament on January 23, paving the way for the establishment of an Emergency Powers Review Tribunal. This body will deal with any issues arising from the security forces' operations under the state of public emergency in St. James. The three-member team will adjudicate appeals brought by or on behalf of persons detained under the powers granted to the security forces. Representation is also being provided through the Legal Aid Council.
We must fulfill our duty to protecting human rights and maintain a certain level of dignity, particularly for those that have been detained.
Since then, a number of persons have been detained. Among them are men wanted for serious crimes and some who are strongly believed to be connected to gangs in St. James. Firearms and ammunition have also been seized during the operations.
The security operations, which are in their very early stages, are going very well. We asked for and are getting unprecedented support from the public. We ask that members of the public continue to flood us with information. Tell us where the guns are. Tell us where the gunmen are. Tell us where the lot of scammers are.
The National Security Minister says dragnet operations are being carried out across the island in support of the state of public emergency declared in St. James. These are geared at capturing wanted men fleeing that parish. Strategic operations have been launched in St. Anne, St. Mary, Westmoreland and St. Catherine.
Divisions within Area 5 conducted a 24-hour blitz which saw increased visibility and intensified operational activities to include VCPs, raids, searches and visits to persons on curfew orders. 18 persons were detained in St. Catherine North and 1 in St. Catherine South as a result of these operations. Portmore St. Catherine has been identified as a likely area where displaced criminals may be housed. As such, a joint team from CTOC and the Fugitive Apprehension Team, Mobile Reserve, have conducted targeted raids on several premises.
The decisive crime-fighting measure will also be strengthened with the fast-tracking of key pieces of legislation. Debate on the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency MOCA bill began in the lower house on January 30. The Security Minister says a revised Firearm Act will be tabled in the next 3 months.
The amended legislation will...
It is now 7 p.m. I go to the phone lines. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
This is Dr. Martin calling you.
I do believe I looked at the number. I said, and I look at the time. I said, I know Dr. Martin is on her way because she's not a person who is late. Welcome, Dr. Monica Martin. Didn't we just talk yesterday? It was like yesterday, a month ago.
I think it was 2 days ago. No.
Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin, I'm talking about the month. We spoke in the month of January, didn't we?
We spoke in the month of January. Oh, I thought you meant because we did speak 2 days ago. I
Right.
think. Okay. Now I understand.
But
you.
I was pulling a quickie,
Yes?
a quickie one on you to see if you would catch
Yes.
it. But
I was kind of slow, but that's okay. I'm allowed to be slow sometimes.
You are indeed. Welcome, Dr. Martin. It's my pleasure having you here inside the zone.
Thank you.
Another
Thank
second
you so much. It's my
Thursday.
pleasure also.
Always another second Thursday in the month. And we have so much to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. It's now time for Health Zone. Most people have now grown accustomed to hearing your voice here on the show on a Thursday, second Thursday, Dr. Martin, with such pertinent information, of course, that will allow us to make informed decisions. And this evening's topic, I do believe, will do just that. We will be talking about abdominal pains, causes, symptoms, and you will be, of course, telling us about some that are really, really chronic, acute abdominal pains.
Right.
So I would just like everyone to know that you can call up your friends, let them know Dr. Martin is on. She has information for you. If you are experiencing some abdominal cramps and you're saying, oh, I need to drink ginger tea or it's going to pass, you know, sometimes we put these things off. So very, very vital information. To those of you who are popping on Facebook Live, good evening. We're talking about abdominal pains, causes, symptoms, and some acute conditions that Dr. Martin is so ably to talk about this evening. So share it on your pages. May I invite you to share and to spread the word. Let someone pop on and listen to Dr. Martin. Welcome, Dr. Martin. The segment is brought to you by Ferguson Wright LLC, Donna Ferguson Wright. Improving financial health one client at a time. Give her a call, 732-734-1829 for your information on tax preparation and bookkeeping. Dr. Martin, abdominal pain.
Yes, Lady D.
Abdominal pains.
Okay, well, at the time when we spoke, I did say abdominal and pelvic pain.
Right.
Because when you think of the pelvis, it goes below that hip bone, from there all the way down to the what we call the pelvic diaphragm, which is where all the organs sit, the pelvic organs sit.
Okay.
So that whole area is the pelvis. And, you know, we have such a misnomer that goes, well, it's practically been accepted in our medical and regular lexicon these days, where people just refer to everything in that area as their stomach. And the good thing is that it's accepted. So if you go in the emergency room and say my stomach hurts, everybody knows you mean somewhere below the stomach.
Okay.
Because the stomach is high up under the lungs, it's high up under the rib, and it's sitting right next to the liver. And so the stomach gets a bad rap. Everything gets blamed on the stomach, and the stomach is just the organ that collects the food. So it's most of the time not causing any problem, but everybody calls it a stomach problem. So we just have to get that clear, that this, when people refer to the stomach, most times they're referring to the abdominal pain or the pelvic pain. And even though you do have stomach issues, because stomach issues usually come with indigestions and things like that. So just to get that clear. So so when someone has any kind of pain, abdominal or pelvic pain, it's very wise for them to try to determine in their mind, is this something they want to handle or is this something they want a professional to look at? Because the abdomen has so many structures in there that could cause problems, and so we have to seek advice so we know exactly what's happening to our bodies. You know, as a gynecologist, most of the things I deal with are in the pelvis, even though as a doctor I have to do the whole body. And as you know, I'm an acupuncturist, so I also have to deal with the whole body. But the pelvic organs, as we always talk about, are really the tubes, the ovaries, the uterus, the rectum, and actually part of the colon sits in the pelvis. And then when you go into the abdomen, the abdominal area, we come on down from the stomach, which is high up, and then you have the liver, you have the pancreas sitting somewhere in between there. And these are organs that nobody even remember unless you hear, oh, she died of pancreatic cancer. But nobody stopped to think they have a very important organ there called the pancreas.
That's
and
right.
It's very sensitive, and it doesn't like a lot of alcohol. So the cells get very disturbed, and it can cause inflammation. And sometimes people can just get some inflammatory changes in the pancreas, and it goes away, and that's the end of it. But then when the pancreas gets beaten up too much, it can turn into other things like pancreatitis, and even later on, pancreatic cancer. So it's very, we don't want to walk around thinking about our organs all day long, but we need to be mindful of what's inside of us. So when we get a pain in certain areas, it's very hard for us by ourselves to determine what is this pain coming from. So the wise thing is always to seek proper medical advice as to what's really happening with you.
Oh, interesting. Now, for persons who are listening, welcome everybody. Linkage Radio 104.5 FM and 101.7 FM, linkageradio.com. Spread the word. Dr. Martin is on. We are talking about abdominal and pelvic pain, right? That's the right term. Abdominal and pelvic pain. And I don't know if there are persons out there who are listening who have been experiencing some really on and off, because sometimes, Dr. Martin, and you can correct me, it doesn't hit you with a bang right away. The pain just, you know, it starts.
It's subtle, yes.
It's subtle, yes. And if we are not paying attention, then, as I mentioned in my introduction, we will want to drink some mint tea.
Yes, and call it gas pain.
And call it gas pain.
So sometimes it is gas pain, but it's not often in our. It's for us to for the patients, or even if you're a physician, anybody to self-diagnose. So the most important thing, as I said, is as I always say on your show, wisdom is very important.
Yes.
You don't want to sit and stay in denial because you don't want something to be happening to you. Then you don't go and take care of it. If you don't want something to be happening to you, that's when you really should take care of it. So we stay in kind of a denial, like, oh, it will go away. You know, sometimes you have these pain, for example, let's even jump to pain from a sexually transmitted infection. Sometimes you could have a sexually transmitted infection. That's not really a robust kind of infection. It's like a subtle infection.
Yes.
And it can actually bring on some pain, and you feel that discomfort, and you drink the mint tea or whatever, put a heating pad on, and then it goes away, and you tend to ignore it. But sometimes those pain go on and come back later on to just really raise its ugly head and say, oops, I was there as an acute, what we call acute pain, is when the pain comes and it's really there and you feel it and so on, and it goes away and comes back, and it becomes what we call now a chronic pain.
Yes.
And it's this chronic inflammation that can cause damage to patients' tubes and ovaries, and can cause scar tissue and adhesions. And remember, a lot of the bowels sit in the pelvic area.
Yes.
So sometimes you may have an infection in the tube, and the colon or so is in the area, and it gets all tangled up, and so the patient gets adhesions. And sometimes I do surgery on a patient, and without any complaint in that regard, you find a whole lot of scar tissue and adhesions. Everything is just stuck together. And that patient is having subtle pain and thought nothing of it, and then you take them in and find all these problems. So it comes right back to the old saying, prevention is better than cure.
Absolutely. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Please share on your pages. Those of you who are on the Facebook Live, share on your pages so people can get this very, very important information. To those of you listening on 104.5 FM and 101.7 FM, welcome. You may give us a call, ask Dr. Martin some questions. You have some concerns. You've been noticing some on and off pain, and you're saying, oh, right here hurt, and you're squeezing up and, saying, oh, it's going to go away. Because we tend to say, oh, it's going to go away. But the more we leave it there, it starts to, as we would say, fester. And it gets really bad, and then we have to call 911.
Exactly.
Now, Dr. Martin, if a person is having severe abdominal pain, they're no longer having their menstrual cycle, all of that is closed now. And there is serious menstrual pain mimicking that of, like the period is going to come.
Okay. You're saying that
go ahead.
The person is menopausal now? You mean they're menopausal, or
they just have that feeling? I don't know if I should say it's not coming. I'm just creating a scenario for you.
Yeah, scenario. Okay, so you're saying somebody who may not be, we don't have to worry about them having a pelvic infection or pregnancy or anything like that, but they have pain? Is that the question?
Yes.
Okay, well, anyone at any age can have pain there's so many different entities can create pain. For example, appendicitis. The appendix sits right down there near the pelvic area, and it just sticks off from the colon. And if it gets inflamed or infected, it can be an emergency where most likely you have to go in and have it removed. Then you have, even if you're in the menopausal phase, you can still have pain in the uterus, because even if you're not menstruating or anything like that, you can still get sexually transmitted infections. And so you can get pain in the uterus, you can get pain in the side, near the tubes, and so on. And then you have another entity called adenomyosis. You and I have spoken about that before.
Yes.
And it's like the cousin to endometriosis, and that can cause a lot of pain in women, and that goes undiagnosed a long time, because most times it's very hard to diagnose that disease. It's a lot of pain, and sometimes you even do a laparoscopy on the woman and you see nothing, and sometimes you have to take the brave step of opening the patient and finding that her uterus has the consistency, and then you send it to, you have to do a hysterectomy, you send it to pathology, and find, oops, my goodness, this lady had adenomyosis all this time. So she suffered for a long time before she could get any help.
Okay.
Then you have fibroids that just degenerate. Fibroids, people walk around with fibroids, but and they say, oh, it doesn't bother me, it doesn't hurt. But if those fibroids ever start to degenerate, when the blood supply gets diminished to that tumor, and it's, even though it's a benign tumor, and it starts to break down, the pain can be excruciating.
Right.
I've known patients who have been taken in for emergency appendectomy, and they found that it was just a degenerating fibroid.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a moment, Dr. Martin,
so we can help.
Hold on a moment. 7:15 p.m. time signal brought to you by Ferguson Wright LLC. Donna Ferguson Wright, would you like your taxes done? You have no tax preparer. You had one, and you've had to change hands right now. You have no tax preparer. Donna Ferguson Wright, she will be able to get your taxes done. Hold the line, Dr. Martin. Good afternoon. Welcome to Health Zone.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Dr.
My
Martin?
name is Cheryl Johnson, and I'm a very good friend of Denise Gomez.
Yes.
The one and only Lady B.
Thank you for calling, Mrs. J. Mrs. J has a story to share, Dr. Martin.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Yes,
Mrs.
go
J.
ahead. Okay, quickly, Denise told me that you would, your topic would be concerning pain in the abdomen of a woman, yes. And I just wanted to share my brief testimony because I had pain in my abdomen for, I would say, 3.5, almost 4 months. But it was not consistent. It was it went in waves, and I went to several places seeking help, and to the emergency room at a particular hospital, which I don't know if to protect the guilty. I will not call the name.
Right.
I went to the emergency room there, and I was there from 8 o'clock the night, until 4 o'clock the next morning, and a doctor never saw me.
Wow.
I left because we were waiting so long, and I was in pain. The second place I went to was an urgent care, and the doctor told me, "Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, it's just a bug. Maybe it's just a bug." And he did X-rays, which I know, and I told him, I said, X-rays don't help. You're not going to see anything.
X-rays can't find anything.
Of soft tissue. And he proceeded to say that that's what they do there, and so on and so forth. And eventually what happened is that my dear friend Denise recommended that I go and see her doctor. And I will call his name because he's an excellent doctor. He is Dr. Jasmine. And Dr. Jasmine was the one that referred me to his a specialist, a GI specialist. And yes, Dr. Prosper. And from there, I went straight to emergency, and I was operated on, and 2/3 colon was removed. My small intestine, sorry. Yes. But I just want to say that, here I was with this pain for an extended period of time. And I couldn't get any help. Not even my primary care doctor. And I will not call his name to protect the guilty.
No.
To protect the guilty.
Even my primary care doctor could not. I couldn't get an appointment to see my primary care doctor.
It can be very difficult out there. That is why this show is so important, so people have some amount of knowledge of their bodies, so they can, even though you look how much intelligence you show towards your body and what you know, and it still didn't get you. It's very tough out there, and that is why I like people to be and know what to say and what to ask, and practically save your life. That doctor saved your life,
He did. I bless God for him every day.
Yes.
Exactly.
Every day.
Well, that was
and of course,
a very good sad for you, but thank God you got over it. But it's a very good story for others to hear.
Yes.
And to see the importance of knowledge and the importance of not stopping until you get the right help.
And Dr. Martin, I must add that the last time I saw bending over in such excruciating pain, I said, no, you need to do something. Another friend and I, we were saying, that's not normal. And so, I had to say to her, I will recommend you to my doctor because he's an internist. And so there you go.
That's beautiful. That was beautiful that you got help. What a story.
And I got the
terrible.
help that I needed. Praise God.
Yes, we have to praise him because
Mhm.
I tell you, if she had stayed much longer, we
Oh,
would.
Lord.
Well,
we
if
would
they
have
have to
had-
remove your intestine, that means it was life-threatening.
Yes.
Oh, yes, it was.
So,
A
Mhm.
nurse that I know, Dr. Martin, and I'm very passionate now because I had the operation, 6.5 weeks ago, I think.
wow, it's that
And-
recent. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
That's recent. So it's fresh in my mind, fresh, it's fresh.
Mhm.
And a nurse
gosh.
that I know, and it's strangely enough, I have two persons who are friends of mine, friends of my husband and myself. And for some reason, I never thought of reaching out to them. To my pain and agony. Anyway, after the fact, and I spoke to her, she said, Cheryl, if you had waited longer, your body would have, I think she said, I would have had gangrene, and because my
Of
body would have
course.
become so toxic. Yes.
Mhm.
And,
When a doctor decides
you
to
know.
remove the colon, it's a serious. You have to really have a good reason to remove any
Yes.
portion of the intestine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that was
Oh,
good.
God.
Thank God for that happened for you.
Mrs. J, I appreciate you and love you, and thanks sharing your story with our audience
Thank you
this
so much.
evening.
Yes.
Yes, you're most welcome.
All right.
And God bless
Okay.
you, Dr. Martin. I hear you're doing a
Thank-
good work.
Thank you so much, and you keep healing, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mrs. J, thanks for
Bye-bye.
calling.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Amazing.
Yes,
Mhm.
Dr. Martin. 22 minutes after
Wow.
7 o'clock, we're talking about abdominal and pelvic pain. And you just heard a testimonial from Cheryl Johnson about what she experienced. And I am telling you, it did not go then, because I had to get on her and said, you need to go. Don't wait. Don't just assume that because initially, she would eat like, say, ackee, because she had ackee. We both don't do meats. And so she would eat, and she was saying she's going to stop eating the ackee because she felt the ackee was irritating her. At that time, it was there, manifesting and
Of course.
doing what it's doing. And yeah.
Wow, that's just to, it's all good and well to talk about it here. Here's someone who has been through that.
Yes.
It really brings it into focus, the importance, number one, of using wisdom, because you were there for her, and, she had the wisdom to leave that first emergency room that left her there. And, some of these people that work in these places, compassion. And I know the other problem is that these places are so crowded.
Yes.
And so sometimes there's no way around it. But you cannot look at somebody in pain when she went to the second place telling her, oh, don't worry about it. What do you mean don't worry about it? Somebody's in pain. You can tell somebody what to worry about and what not to worry about.
Yes. And people up for themselves because they're the ones
Exactly.
with the experience. And, medical
Exactly.
practitioners often just want to blow it off as, just something
As
trivial.
nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the
Yeah.
case. So, Dr. Martin, before we wrap up, I'd like you to reinforce this of us getting our, medical done. No matter how small you're earning, there are resources out there where people can go to get their checks done.
Exactly. And sometimes lady details because not that people have a lot of money, but sometimes if you see what people do with money, and then when it comes to their health, they suddenly don't have money. It's to show you that, our health is not taking enough of a priority.
Right.
I mean, if you look, I always talk about smoking. I hate the habit so much, I always bring, but if you look at somebody who smokes, you realize that they really absolutely don't care anything about their health and their body, and they don't think about the consequences. And women who, have sexual contact with people they don't even know well enough, they don't use any protection, and then they end up with tube or infection and emergency surgery because they have to lose their uterus.
Yes.
at a young age.
Mhm.
These are all consequences.
Mhm.
And so we have to really take our lives and our bodies very seriously.
Yes.
And always, prioritize in the right order.
Agreed, agreed. 26 minutes after 7 o'clock, abdominal pain and pelvic pain. Are you having that experience? You've been sensing something is not right, you just let it pass, or you're saying, oh, tomorrow, or, because some people really are going to the doctor. They don't want to hear if something is wrong.
Exactly.
Most people, I
And,
realize that, they get fearful.
I can understand it's a huge psychology
Yes,
of the human mind, maybe, but it's not very logical, is it?
not at all.
Yeah.
Delay is danger.
Delay is danger.
Delay is
And we
danger.
just have to realize that a lot of times you may have pain, and your friend that was on the phone, it was a serious matter, but sometimes it's a simple situation that can be resolved without too much of a big issue.
Absolutely.
So that's why doctors study all those years and make sure you go to good doctors with good reputation who is going to care about you and give you the proper treatment that you need and that you deserve.
Yes, absolutely. I know that whenever you are on person and they're taking the information, but they don't know that you are the consummate professional in your field. And I would like you to give them your information, Dr. Martin, those who would like to come in to schedule to see you, because Dr. Martin, sure, on my ankles, it hasn't, I haven't seen that come back again, Dr. Martin, that little swelling on the ankle. It went. Little did I know, Dr. Martin stuck me in the ankle, and then she placed...
I'm always sticking people.
And then she placed something big. And I'm like, no,
Right.
what does that have to do with anything here? But,
Oh,
the
it's-
sensory
it's a-
points, I guess.
Yes, because the ear, as I've spoken on your show, the ear is a reflection of the whole human body.
Man.
So I can find your ankle on your ear, I can find your nose on everything on your ear.
You see that? She can
And I
find
can
our
treat it,
nose
treat
on
it.
our ears.
Yeah, I
You
can
have
find
it?
your nose
Yeah.
on your ear.
Yes. So go
I
ahead
can
and give them
find
your
everything,
information.
and therefore, I'm a physician. I'm a trained gynecologic surgeon. I'm delivering babies right now, but I still do some obstetrical care early pregnancy, and acupuncturist. I trained here and in China, and in China I got a lot of experience. Got to see the amazing things that they do there.
Right.
And I have had the privilege of work. I didn't apply for my surgical work. When I do surgeries, I do post-operative acupuncture for pain management. And so it's what I do and what I enjoy doing. And when you see the results and people feel better and they like it, then that's the
Right. Go ahead and give them your contact information.
My contact information, my office number is 212-213-5811. 212-213-5811. My office cell number is 917-301-1. My website is www.drmonicamartin.com or drmonicaheals.com. And what else? My email is drmonicamartin@yahoo.com. So how did I do? I did good this time, right?
I'm about to say she's on a roll here. Dr. I am happy for you. I am happy. I guess you
I
decided.
knew my website and everything.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So again, so much for the information, and I really
Oh, it's
appreciate
my pleasure.
appreciate
As
you.
always.
And you have to come visit me again in our worship session.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you haven't seen me in a while. I was gonna
No,
say, you
no.
just saw me. I worshipped with you 2 weeks ago.
There you go.
It was a wonderful experience.
It was 2 weeks ago. It was second Sunday last month, Dr. Martin.
Well, don't stress it. It's okay. I'm trying to make it sound recent, okay?
I love that. All right, my Dr. Martin. Blessings,
Okay, my
blessings
love.
to you.
Thank you for having me share, okay?
Right, I appreciate it. All right.
Okay, have a
have a
great
good
evening.
evening.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Dr. Monica Martin, ladies and gentlemen, in Health Zone. Health Zone is brought to you courtesy of Ferguson Wright LLC, Donna Ferguson, improving financial health one client at a time. Accurate and can take your financial health to the next level. Give her a call, 732-734-1829 for your bookkeeping and tax preparation needs and so more. Let me take the time right now, because when I'm having a discussion, because I have a guest on the telephone, I try not to interject too much, and so I can see all those who are coming on the Facebook Live, but you know, it's not a general discussion, so I can't stop to acknowledge you, but I'm gonna do that right now. And hello to Linda Pearson Lightborn. Good evening, Linda. Hi there, Lelia London Facey. How are you? She says early detection save your life. Absolutely. Angela Burke says great info, Lady D. May love it. Big up, Doc. You have there. Hi, Sonia Sinclair. Hi, Mara. Marvet is in Canada. Mitchie Foster. Bandit. Junior Anthony Henry. Audrell. Hi, Audrell. We went to high school together. Hello, Rob. Yvette and I go to church. Mrs. J. Andrew Ross. How are you? Who else am I seeing? I would like to pronounce this name. I'm going to think that the G is silent, and so it's pronounced Nidlog. Arikas. Yeah. Who else? Donald, Nadine Scale McKenzie, Jermaine Johnson. Okay, hi everybody. So I'm going to close the Facebook Live right now and wish you all a really, really great Thursday evening. I am going to invite you to log on to the website, www.lincoln, simply because they had put me into Facebook jail because I played a lot of, I guess, R&B and stuff, and copyright issues, and I really can't be bothered with that anymore. So I am not playing no music on Facebook Live. I invite you to go to the website and catch the show, the remaining portion of the show, okay? But I'm going to close out the Facebook Live. So before I even pull up any music whatsoever, let me say good evening and thank you so much for joining. Log on to www.link and you'll catch me live for the remaining portion of the show. Is that all right, Facebook Live? I never cut you off without closing out properly. All right, that's done. So welcome now, ladies and gentlemen, 7:35 p.m. Hello, Nito, and Angela, and everybody over there. Good evening to you. Welcome. It's now time for me to get into some music, and it's Black History Month. What is your challenge? What do you want to talk about? I was talking earlier about people who are called kind of unpleasant terms there. Why is it that we think that when our hair is super curly, which is what they call the knot up and bumpy and dry and picky, why is it that we think we have to stress out each other like that, making us feel as though we're not good enough? And you know what? A lot of people are losing. Can I make a public appeal? Ladies, you are losing your hair. I looked at a woman the other day. She had no hair around her hairline. It was gone. And I said to myself, oh my God. Of course, she had it in the weave, you know, so it got a little windy and you could see the hairline. When you're weaving your hair, remember, and I know it's cost effective because you can keep it in and just treat it. If you're treating it, there are people who from they put the weave in, it does not wash. There is no treatment of your hair nor your scalp. Your hair is not getting the air that it needs for growth to stimulate the follicles. And people are all because, you know, you want to look a certain way, and I get that. I get it. My hair is soft. But can I tell you, if I were to grow up my hair, I'm not going to get the look that I think I want. Granted, it's short now. But I can understand if you want a nice wing in the wind kind of thing. But ladies, when you do your hair consistently without giving it a break, treating it and all that, you are going to lose your hair. And when you and there are those who, when they put the weave in, let me say, here, let me catch up myself here, because it is not meant to, you know, cause anybody to feel that they are not good at what they do, because I'm going to speak in simple terms here. But a lot of people here, they don't know about hair care. They know about putting in a weave, braiding the hair, and then you have the glue, and then you have the sewing in thing going on there. There are bald spots that women are developing in their crown. Won't have any hair left. And then when they take it out, the hair is so weak, it's so thin that you can see through the hair. And then now you proceed to wash it and wrap it. Black hair is not supposed to be wrapped. Can't weave and stuff, and you say, oh, you know, the wrap effect. If you wrap it, say 2-3 nights consecutively, and you must be asking, what do I know? I am a cosmetologist. I did it, you know, because I didn't know what else I wanted to do it myself. So I understand about hair. When you wrap your hair, for black women, when you wrap the hair, and you start combing it out, at first it starts to look nice and bouncy. But I am telling you, if you keep wrapping it, it's gonna lose that body and get thin. But you can do drop 2 rollers, say twice a week, to keep it, give it that bounce it needs. But don't, because your hair is your beauty, and I don't know what else to say. When I see some hair, you have to just zip it, because I've learned how to be tactful. What happened to your hair? No. But I'm concerned about black women. We just think that, you know, we have to do everything to look a certain way. And here now you have Davina Bennett, who is making Afro look like the 70s. You know, pageant with a big Afro on her head that some people thought she should have straightened. Really? It's Black History Month. Let me take you to one of my girls who I love. She's now a born again, but this song applies to all of us. Good evening, everybody. 7:40 p.m. I got to share about women. Just take care of your hair. Don't peel out your hair because, okay?
One of life's roughest with that now. Free yourself of that now. And help me sing my song.
That's my girl, Judy Mowat, for you, Black Woman. Good evening, everybody. And we are here to reinforce certain, observations that we have seen here. Just encouraging our women to love yourselves, no matter what beauty tips and stuff you're gonna do. Just remember that, things we do, and when we do them, boy, it takes us to a whole nother place, a whole nother level, and we don't want to do that, do we? Hello, everybody, welcome. Inside the Zone, Linkage Radio, Touch FM Radio. Lady D here with you. 15 minutes to go. Are we? Do-do-do. We all are one.
Same universal word.
Are we?
No matter where we are born, we are human beings and feelings all corresponding. Love compatible. You can't get around it no matter how hard you try. You better believe it. And if you should find deep inside. Their feelings of love they don't hide. They don't hide. They don't hide. They don't hide. We all are one. We are the same person. I'll be you. We all are one. Same you. We are the same person. I'll be you. No matter where you're born. We are same person. I'll be you.
You did it. Inside the Zone. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy Cliff, we all are one. Welcome wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Log on to linkageradio.com, touchfmradio.com. Good evening, everybody. 914-600-2434. 914-600-4228. 914-202-4934. Let me share one of my poets, one of my favorite poets. She's no longer with us. The Black Family Pledge, Maya Angelou. Children no longer with us. Because we have lost the path our ancestors cleared, kneeling in perilous undergrowth, our children cannot find their way. Because we have banished the God of our ancestors, our children cannot pray. Because the walls of our ancestors' children cannot hear us crying. Because we have abandoned our wisdom of mothering and fathering, our befuddled children give birth to children they neither want nor understand. Because we have forgotten how to love, the adversary is within our gates, on the mirror of the world shouting, regard the loveless. Therefore, we pledge to bind ourselves to one another, to embrace our lowliest, to keep company with our loneliest, to educate our illiterate, to feed our starving, to clothe our ragged, to do all good things. We are our brothers and sisters. In honor of those who toiled and implored God with golden tongues, and in gratitude to the same God who brought us out of hopeless desolation, we make this lovely Black Family Pledge. Isn't that a beautiful poem?
As long as I live, I shall sing, and I shall sing. As long as I live, and as long as I live, I shall sing. But I know I am strong, old enough to know what's right, young enough to dance all night, too weak to hold it back, strong enough to give your heart attack. The situation sweet my soul as long as I live. As long as I live, I shall sing, and I shall sing. As long as I live, and as long as I live, I shall sing. Places, too late to turn back now. If I do, Jah will strike me down. Yes, I have places to go. Yes, and a lot of things to do. If you think I'd give it up now, as long as I live, I shall. I shall sing, and I shall sing. As long as I live. strong in my heart, yes I know. Come along, people, good seeds will sow. I don't care what they do or say. I'll never stop singing, oh no, no way. Someday I will get my pay. As long as I live, I shall sing. I shall sing. I shall sing. As long as I live, and as long as I live, I shall sing. In my day to turn back now. If I do, Jah will strike me down. Yes, I have places to go. Yes, and a lot of things to do. If you think I'd give it up now, as long as I live, I shall sing. As long as I shall sing. I shall sing. As long as I live. As long as I live.
The voice of Marcia Griffiths here on Inside the Zone, Linkage Radio, 104.5 FM, 101.8 Radio, the Bronx. Wrapping up the show, 4 minutes to go. Which selection should I wrap the show up with? Let me see. Yeah, let me do this one. How about that?
Out for peace, yes. None is crying out for justice. Everyone is crying out for peace, yes. I don't want no peace. I need equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. Got to get it. Equal rights and justice. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but no. Everybody wants to go up to heaven, but none of them want to die. I don't want no peace. To get it, equal rights and justice. I really need it, equal rights and justice. Just give me my share, equal rights and Caesar. You better give it on to Caesar. And what belongs to I and I, you better. I don't want no peace. I need equal rights and justice. I need equal rights and justice. I've got to get equal rights and justice. Everyone heading for the top, but tell me how far is it from the bottom? Reach the top. How far is it from the bottom?
And I gotta go. I got a minute and counting to 8 o'clock. I appreciate you always tuning into the show here on Inside the Zone, Linkage Radio 104. I appreciate you. Thank you so much to Ferguson Wright LLC. Donna Ferguson, give her a call to get your taxes done. 732-734-1829. To all those who popped on to my Facebook Live this evening, thank you. And wherever you are doing what you are doing, Black History Month, hold your head high, walk with your stride, and let nobody take away who you are from you. Don't give up your values for anybody, okay? So, gotta go, but I thank you so much, and as always, love yourselves, love your children.